Alright, take a look. Ooh. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to take a look at a computer that is on my list of potential PC projects. I don't know nothing about these machines. And that is, God, this monstrosity. Let's take a look at it. This is a Apple PowerMac G4. I don't know exactly the specs on it. I think it's the 533 digital audio variant from the part number. And it's actually in a remarkable good shape. So we have the built-in speaker right here, the zip drive, which I believe is a 250 megabyte model, or 100 megabyte, I'm not sure, but it's a CD drive. I believe this is a CDRW. I think there was one model above this, the Quicksilver, I think. This era of Apples I know nothing about. I believe those can be DVD drive, but this is a CD drive. This is a side panel that opens, and the latch is missing. So I've actually had this for about a year and a half now. It's been down here collecting dust. And I haven't had a chance to get to it yet because this era of Apples are not my expertise. In fact, it kind of does resemble the form factor anyway of the iMac G3 series. But whereas this was usually marketed to like the home user, the average user, the high school student, you know, web surfing, maybe some light gaming, that kind of stuff. This was on the PowerMac side anyway, was for the enthusiast, the professional, video editing, photo editing, that kind of stuff. And the possible specs these things had were astronomical. So this thing I picked up pretty locally, actually. It's in my hometown. And the reason why the latch is missing, and it's kind of vague because it's been a year and a half, and they didn't have the full story either, or the story was really vague then. But the daughter went to school for photography and video editing, if I remember correctly. And she either bought this for school or bought it from the school because they were updating to the newest model. And it's either this one or another computer I have where the latch was broken off, taken off as well. I think it was an IBM one that's in there. I might have these two mixed up. But the IT department removed it so that the students couldn't get into here and mess with anything. Which makes zero sense because that's what this little latch is. That locks it in. But anyway, since we're here, we're going to go to the back. We have the power port with a pseudo ATX power supply. It's not a true ATX in form factor anyway, but a lot of the plugins are ATX. We have headphone and the proprietary Apple Pro speakers made by Hard & Cardon. I don't have those. Ethernet, 2 FireWire ports, I believe FireWire 400. So this is a built-in FireWire controller. 2 USB, one for the Apple Pro keyboard, which I don't have, and the Apple Pro mouse, which again I don't have. On top here is a video card, and I believe from factory these things came with a Apple modified and proprietary NVIDIA GeForce 2, I think it was an MX of some kind. A SCSI card's down here, and another video card, which I have no idea what it is, but it's a little bit more standard. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so if you can see it, there's a VGA connector here, standard VGA, and then this. It looks like DVI, but it's not. It's actually an Apple connector known as ADC, or Apple Display Connector. And it's for the Apple Studio monitors, which I do have, which is really good because otherwise this video card would be almost useless. So yeah, this thing has the potential to be a powerhouse if I can get inside of it. But yeah, it's got a couple scratches right here I might be able to buff out. But it's actually in a remarkable shape. It's a little dusty, but yeah, and we're just taking a look at it today. I'm not restoring it because it really doesn't need much for restoring except for reinstalling the operating system, which there might be an issue I have with that, but we'll get to that after we get it open. So let's get it open. At least take a look on the inside. And by the way, this is probably going to be a shorter video too, because mainly I'm just going to be taking a look at this and seeing what it would take to get this working again. Because the reason why I have this is I was looking for one, but I wasn't at the same time. Like, I wasn't being specific. Like, does anyone have, you know, PowerMac G4? I need one. It was more of, I came across it, and I actually needed a more modern Apple product to create because I need the software CDs to restore both the white iMac I had up here, and I also have a Blueberry iMac on my shelf that I need to reinstall the operating systems. The blue one is getting its original 8.2. This one's going to get OS X 10.1, I think. But I needed something modern with to make it with, and I don't have, and because Windows has issues burning the correct file, so I either need to buy the software CDs, or I need to find a way to burn them. And apparently, these PowerMacs can do that, or later Apples can do it. And unfortunately, I would just go out and buy a brand new Apple, but those are very expensive, and I'm not really a fan of the way Apple handles their business model and customer support. That's a whole other story. But anyway, and this also fits the need of, I like playing games of certain eras on the correct hardware. And even though I don't have much Mac specific games, I do have games that can work on a Mac, or at least an Apple product. And this is a little bit more powerful than the iMac G3s, so this should fit the bill for a certain era of games. The G3s are going to be for a different era of game, but yeah, this is just going to be for that. So let's see if we can get this thing open and see what's in here, because from factory, and I'll put it up here, from what I found, this thing came with OS X 10.1, but it can also boot into OS 9, which is the classic OS, which is really good because I might need that for software. Because I do have a couple games that are Mac specific, but it won't boot with OS X. It should have about 512 megabyte of RAM with a max capacity of 1.5 gigabyte, which is astonishing. It should have a 60 gigabyte hard drive on the, they call it Ultra IDE or Enhanced IDE, and it should have a 32 megabyte video card. But since it's a dual video card, I'm kind of curious what it is. And apparently these also have an option for dual CPUs, which as soon as I open it, apparently I'll know it, because it's going to be a much bigger heatsink with a plastic shroud on it. So, get this thing open. Okay, with the latch broken, I've got my handy dandy tool, a stiff butter knife. Okay, the latch goes up, so it should be a mechanism that goes down. All right, take a look. Ooh. Okay, so we got it open, and before I take a little good look, this has got to be the coolest chassis design ever. Like, it's everything is right here, easily serviceable, easily workable. This is the way Apple products need to be, where you can actually work on the crap and not have to deal with. No, I'm not going to get into it. Okay, so that is a massive heatsink, which means this thing this must be the dual GPU, or yeah, CPU. So it's originally a 533 megahertz, so this might be the dual model. No airport card, which sucks, and it uses this stupid pram battery. Apple has used this thing for years, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's this thing. Why, Apple? By this point, PCs had switched to, you know, button batteries. Okay, so we got 3 cards here, and dual hard drives. So one is a Western Digital WD-1200 from December of '02, and it is a 120 gigabyte. That is a massive upgrade because these things came with a 60 gigabyte one. So somebody needed a lot of space. Just gonna reinstall that, and it's Ultra ATA, which is, I don't think, compatible with IDE. We have 3 RAM sticks here. 512, 133, 512, 133, 512, 133. So that's the 1.5 gigs. So the RAM's already maxed. Okay. I don't have to do anything then, except for reinstall. I don't have a... I don't think I have the monitor, but I don't have the keyboard. I think the generic USB keyboard will work. Take out the first card here. Okay, so this is the NVIDIA P40. So this is the factory original card. Okay. It's a little dusty, but... So this is some sort of MX card. It's a GeForce 2, but it's proprietary because it's got this whole thing on it, which powers 28 volt DC 4 amp max. This thing powers the studio display, which, you know what? We're going to hook it up and get it working. I just want to see this thing go boot. And because of that, only certain video cards will go in this machine. This is well, that's interesting. It's a specified Apple II Mac. It says SCSI SE on it. Apple II Mac. Would this connect to an older... It's got a SCSI interface. Would this connect to another Apple product, like an older Mac, like an older, say, Macintosh? Like much older? And the second video card, which is a really nice ATI. What is this? The Macintosh Radeon 9200 LE, 120 megabyte. That's strange. Why would it need 2 of them? I mean, I get for video or photo editing, but why would you need... Well, unless this card doesn't support dual monitor. Okay, so if this card doesn't support duals, you would need that for dual monitor support. But again... Okay, well that's oh, here's another weird quirk about this. These are 64-bit PCI slots, not PCIe, PCI. And I have never seen a card designed for them, not in person anyway. So, let's close this thing up and get it powered on. So there's the Apple Studio display, and it's only got one cord. That's it. Just the one. But it does have built-in USB, so I should be able to connect the keyboard and mouse to it. It's a strange size. I believe it's 16 by 10. Because that's not 4 by 3. Okay, somewhere Steve Jobs is going to roll in his grave because I'm going to hook a Dell mouse and a Dell keyboard to this thing. Just to see if this thing boots and works. Plug in power and hit the big button. Uh-oh. Ooh. It's really dim. Okay. CD drive just opened and closed by itself for some weird reason. Starting Mac OS X. Ooh. Oh, this has a lot of personal information on it. Oh no. Let's next out of that. Macintosh HD2. What's on there? Nothing. Okay, so it's just got a bunch of okay, got this Mac. Okay, PowerMac G4, machine type, PowerMac 3/4, PowerMac G4 11.3, 2 CPU, 533 megahertz with 1 megabyte of L2 cache per CPU, 1.5 gigabyte of RAM, bus speed 133. This thing's fully maxed out. Really? Speaker, Bluetooth, no information, diagnostics, disk burning. CDRW, so it will burn CDs. Wow. Firewire. Okay, so it's Firewire 400, up to 400 megabits per second. Graphics displays. Okay, HP slot 1, 32 megabyte, NVIDIA. Apple Display Studio, LCD, 1280 by 12 by 1024, 32-bit color. Radeon. Chipset RV280 display, PCI slot 5, 120 megabyte of RAM, no display connected. Okay, PCI cards. SCSI card, memory. DIM3 J24. Okay. USB. Dell USB mouse and keyboard. That's funny. Airport card, not there. Firewire, not there. Adobe InDesign, Adobe Photoshop, Firefox, Bridge, Adobe Illustrator. Yeah, this was a Microsoft Word. Cool. Okay, so this thing actually works perfectly and just fine, which is great. It's already got OS X on it. I do want to get the keyboard and mouse for it, but that's not important right now. So this thing works awesomely, and I'm kind of leery about not reinstalling OS X because it has personal information still on it, which I did not realize that. I could swear they said they already wiped it out, but so I'm going to see what I need to do to reinstall Windows OS X onto this, because I'm probably going to use this to play some games first and foremost, because dual 533 megahertz CPUs with this kind of power, this would give early Pentium 4s run for their money, which isn't saying much because later Pentium 3s could kick early Pentium 4s, but still, this thing would do just fine. I do want to go through it and delete as much of the personal information off here as I can. If not, just completely reinstall OS X. I'm going to use this to also make the software CDs I need to restore the iMacs, both the Snow model and the, I think that's Blueberry. It's not Bondi, I think it's Blueberry. And have functional apples. And possibly also use this for EDD Pro stuff for the Apple II, and maybe the other Apple stuff I have, which I haven't shown yet. So yeah, this thing runs just fine. This was just a video to kind of see if it even worked, and to see what I was dealing with. And actually, it's gonna turn out to be pretty good. I kind of wish there was a way in the control panel here to adjust the brightness on the screen, but that screen is actually really gorgeous, and it runs just fine. It's actually not too loud. Like, I can hear definitely the cooling fan working. So I'm basically gonna just blow the dust out of this thing, see what I need to do to fix OS X, reinstall it, whatever, get everything good on it, and then you'll see this thing again when I'm playing some Mac games, if I find some. Might have to look around and see if I can find some. But anyway, if you like this video, hit the like button. Put it down in the comment section. Comment if you use one of these powerhouses, if you have any advice for one of these, or if you know where to get the software CDs for this specific model. I'm going to do some research on it. I believe this is the 533 digital audio model, from what I saw on the board, with dual CPUs. So if anyone knows where to get all the software for this stuff, including the CD to get me into OS 9, that'd be great, because I'd love to get this thing hard drive wise restored and working great. If you have any games you want to see run on here, let me know what they are, and I will try to see if I can get them or find a way to get them on here so I can play them. And if you want to see me restoring one of the iMac G3s, which I do need to restore that one back there. That one's ugly. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I upload more content, which is going to be way more often now, hopefully, now if I get a schedule going. And other than that, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.